Hello guys, myself Vipin Kumar and today we do drainage. This is the third chapter in class 9 geography. So firstly we understand what is the drainage. The term drainage describes the river system of an area. So what is the river system? River system like the stream or a main stream, head stream is descending from the mountains or the peninsular plateaus, descending from from a highland, we can say the highland, and some other small streams which are called tributaries are joined to it and make a main stream or make a big river like the Ganga. The headwater or the mainstream of Ganga is Bhagirathi, and Alaknanda join it at the Devaprayag in Uttarakhand. So, as an example, we take an example of Ganga. And second point, the area drained by a single river system is called a drainage basin. So it means the area drained, but it means that the area in which the water is provided for the irrigation, hydropower generation, for drinking water, etc. Things, the water is provided by a single river system is called it's called the drainage basin of that river. And third point, an elevated area such as a mountain or a upland which separate two drainage basin is known as water divide. It means that upland like or a mountain which divide one stream into two or separate one stream into two is known as water divide. It means that like this is a mountain. This is a mountain. My drawing is bad, so don't mind it here. So this is a mountain. Of main stream is come from here. A stream or a river is come from here, and the mountain divide this stream into two. One goes from this side and other goes from this side, and this area or this mountain is known as the water divide. Small stream flowing in different direction can come together to form a river which ultimately drain into a large water bodies such as a lake or sea or an ocean. It means that the small streams which are flowing in different direction, like these are the small streams are flowing, one stream is flow in this direction, other in the east, other in the west. Like this direction, the different streams are flowing in the different direction, come together. These all are have to or these all come together. A mainstream, like a mainstream is goes from here, these all uh, goes from like that. These all come together in this mainstream or join in this mainstream, and this mainstream water with its tributaries ultimately drained into a water body, like the river can be drained into no, sorry river can be drains into the lake or into sea, or like the Ganga is drained into the Bay of Bengal, the Narmada or Tapi river is drained into the Arabian Sea. Like that, some examples are. So drainage system in India. Indian river system are divided into two major groups. So the Indian river system is divided into two major groups. First group is Himalayan river. Second is peninsular river. The Himalayan river. Firstly, we talk about the Himalayan river. Most of the Himalayan rivers are perennial, which means the meaning of perennial means that they have water throughout the year, and this water is come from the rain, as well as this water is come from the melted snow which are melted by a glacier or anything else, source, any source of snow which is melted in and converted into water, and these rivers get water from the melted snow and rain. Sea. The sea point is the two major Himalayan rivers, Indus and Brahmaputra, originate from the north of the mountain ranges. So the Indus and the Brahmaputra originate from the north side, of the mountain ranges. They perform intensive erosional activities in their upper course and carries huge load of silt and sand. And what is the upper course? Upper course is when the river is younger, or when the river is descending from the mountains. Now we come to the peninsular rivers. Peninsular rivers are mainly seasonal and flowing during the rainy season. The peninsular rivers are mainly seasonal rivers, and they flow. The water flow from the rivers when the rain, when commonly during the rainy season, or when sometime in other season rain comes, so the water flows from these rivers. During the dry season, the peninsular region have reduced flow of water. It means that when the dry season is come, in the peninsular region, the water flow in the rivers, the amount of the water which will flow in the rivers is decreased. Third point, they have shallower and shorter courses. These rivers, the peninsular rivers, have shallower and shorter courses. The courses of these rivers are shorter and shallower. These rivers are shallow means that the rivers are shallow. Most peninsular rivers originate in the Western Ghat and flow toward the Bay of Bengal. It means the most of the peninsular rivers originate from the western edges of the Western Ghats of India and flow toward the Bay of Bengal to the east side. Drainage pattern. What is the drainage pattern? The streams within a drainage basin form certain pattern depending on the slope of land, underlying rock structure, and the climate condition of the area. The drainage pattern are, it means in a particular area which is drained by a drainage system or a drainage basin, the pattern of that drainage basin or drainage or this river system is depend upon the land, slope of the land, how the underlying the rock structure, and the climate condition of the land. The land climate condition is how the climate condition of the land area. So according to the drainage pattern, or the drainage pattern is divided into four parts. First part is dendritic pattern. Dendritic pattern developed when the river channel flows the slope of the terrain. The streams with its tributaries resemble the branches of a tree, and so it is called the dendritic. It means that the dendritic pattern of a river system is developed when the channels means that river is flow through a slope of the terrains, and the stream with its tributary reassemble the branches of the trees, and is so it is called the dendritic. Next pattern is Trellis pattern. A river joined by its tributaries at approximately right angle, developed where hard and soft rock exist parallel to each other. It means that this is a mainstream at approximate to the right angle like this, or like some this angle at the right angle means 90-degree angle. The tributary joined to this mainstream. This pattern is known as trellis pattern, and this pattern is developed due to the this side the hard rocks and this side soft rocks existing parallel to each other. These both rocks are parallel to each other. Rectangular pattern. A rectangular drainage pattern developed on a strongly joined rocky terrains. So the rectangular pattern is developed when the rocky terrains are joined very strongly. And the last pattern is radial pattern. The radial pattern develops when streams flow in different direction from a central peak or dome-like structure. It means that the streams of these rivers, streams of any river is flow in the different direction like this, and anyone like goes in this direction, anyone in this, and form a central peak. From this point, these go in the different. These form a central peak or a dome-like structure. This is a dome-like structure. This pattern is called radial pattern. Now we talk about the Himalayan river system. The major Himalayan rivers are the Indus River, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. These three are the major Himalayan rivers. The rivers are long and are joined by many large and important tributaries. A river along with its tributaries is called a river system. Firstly, we talk about the Indus River system. Indus River system. The river Indus rises in Tibet near the Lake Mansarovar. The river Indus lies in the Tibet near the Lake Mansarovar, flowing west. It enters India in the Ladakh district of the Jammu Kashmir. The river Indus enters in India from the district Ladakh of Jammu Kashmir. Several tributaries, like the Janskar, Nubra, the Shyok, and the Hunza joined it in the Kashmir region. The Indus flows through Baltistan and Gilgit and emerged from the mountains at Attock in Pakistan. It means that the river come in India from the border of Kashmir and Tibet, and go out from the border of Kashmir and Pakistan. It entered in the Pakistan. The Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum join together to enter the river Indus near the Mithankot in Pakistan. These are some major rivers which are joined to the river Indus in the Mithankot in Pakistan. The Indus flows southward, eventually reaching the Arabian Sea east of Karachi. The river Indus flows from the from north to southward, and eventually reaching the Arabian Sea. It reached the Arabian Sea, which is in the west of the India, southwest of the India, which is in the southwest of the India, from the Karachi. Karachi is in the Pakistan. The Indus Plain has a very gentle slope. The Indus Plains has a very gentle slope. The Indus Plains are like the Punjab, the area of the Punjab in Pakistan and also in the India. With a total length of 2,900 kilometers, the Indus is one of the longest river in the world. The length of the Indus is 2,900 kilometers, and it is the one of the longest river in the world. And the last point is a little over a third of the Indus basin is located in India. It means that the third part, or one by little more than 1/3 part of the Indus basin is located in the India, in the state of Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, and rest of the in the Pakistan. Now we talk about the Ganga river system. The headwater of Ganga, called the Bhagirathi. It is fed by the Gangotri glacier and joined by Alaknanda at Devaprayag in Uttarakhand to form the Ganga. It means the main water of the Ganga is Bhagirathi, and the Alaknanda join the Ganga in the Devaprayag, which is situated in Uttarakhand, and the Ganga is formed. Second point, at Haridwar, the Ganga emerged from the mountains into the plain. The Ganga is joined by many tributaries from the Himalayas, a few of them being major rivers such as Yamuna, Ghaggar, Gandhak, and Kosi. These are some major rivers or the major tributaries which are joined to the Ganga which are from the Himalayas. The Ganga from Faraka in West Bengal. The Ganga from Faraka in West Bengal bifurcates into two. It means it divides into two from where the Bhagirathi and Hooghly a distributary flows southward to the Bay of Bengal. The main stream flows southward into Bangladesh and is joined by the Brahmaputra. The main stream, which is Bhagirathi, flows southward and enter into Bangladesh, and then joined by the Brahmaputra, which is entered in India from the Arunachal Pradesh. It formed the world's biggest delta called Sundarban Delta. The length of the Ganga is 2,500 kilometers. So now we talk about the Brahmaputra river system. The Brahmaputra rises in Tibet east of the Mansarovar lake, very close to the source of the Indus and the Satluj. The Brahmaputra is rise from the Tibet near the east of the Mansarovar lake, and its source is very near to the Indus and the Satluj river. It is slightly longer than the Indus, and most of its course lies outside the India. It means the most of its course is in the Tibet, and in India there are very small course of this river. On reaching the Namcha Barwa, which is 7,757 meter, it take a U-turn and enter in India from the Arunachal Pradesh through a gorge. Here it is called the Dihang. At the Arunachal Pradesh, when it's come in the India, it's called the Dihang, and it joined by the Dibang, the Lohti, and many other tributaries. And then in the Assam, it's called the in the Assam the tributaries form the Brahmaputra. In Tibet, it carries smaller volume of water and less silt, as it is a cold region. Because it is a cold and dry region. In the Tibet, the river carry very less silt and very less silt. In India, it carry a large volume of water and considerable amount of silt because it passed through all area of high rainfall. During the rainy season, the rivers overflow its bank, causing widespread devastation due to the flood in Assam and Bangladesh. It caused the flood in the Assam and the Bangladesh. It flow into the Bay of Bengal and deposit a lot of silt. It shifts its channel frequently. Now we talk about the peninsular rivers. The main water divide in peninsular India is formed by the Western Ghats, which runs from north to south, close to the western coast. These rivers are mostly flows from the north to south. It means that they originated from the Western Ghats. They originate from the Western Ghats at the western boundaries of the India and goes toward the north, like this is the north, and goes like this type of from north to south, and next, most of the peninsular rivers like the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri flows eastward and drain into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers make delta at their mouth. The Narmada and the Tapi are the only long rivers which flows west and make estuaries. The drainage basin of the peninsular rivers are comparatively small in size from the Himalayan rivers. Firstly, we talk about the Narmada river system or the Narmada basin. The Narmada arises in the Amarkantak hills in Madhya Pradesh. It flows toward the west in the Rift Valley, formed due to faulting. Narmada creates many picturesque locations like the Marble Rocks near Jabalpur, where the Narmada flows through a deep gorge, and the Dhuadhar Falls, where the river plugs over steep rocks. All the tributaries of the Narmada are very short, and most of these join the main stream at the right angle. It means that they are joined at the right angle. It means the pattern of this river system is trellis pattern. Now we talk about the Narmada basin cover parts of the Madhya Pradesh. Means it drained some parts of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Now we talk about the Tapi basin. The Tapi arises in Satpura ranges. in the Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. The Betul is a district of the Madhya Pradesh, from where the Tapi river is rise. It flows in a rift valley parallel to the Narmada, but it is much shorter in the length as compared to the Narmada. Its basin cover parts of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. The main west flowing rivers are Sabarmati, Mahi, Bradpuja, and Priyar. The Godavari Basin. Now we talk about the Godavari Basin. The Godavari is the largest peninsular river. It rises from the slope of the Western Ghats in the Nasik district of Maharashtra. The length is about 1500 kilometer, and it drains into the Bay of Bengal. Its drainage basin is among the largest in the peninsular rivers and cover part of the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Its tributaries are Purana, Vardha, Pranhita, Manjra, Wine Ganga, and Pain Ganga. Because of its length and the large area it covers, it is known as the Dakshin Ganga, because it is the largest river of the peninsular river system. Now we talk about the Mahanadi Basin. The Mahanadi rises in the highland of Chhattisgarh. Its flow through the Odisha to reach the Bay of Bengal. The length of this river is 860 kilometer. Its drainage basin is shared by Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and Maharashtra. Now we talk about the Krishna Basin. It rises from a spring near Mahabaleshwar and flows for about 1400 kilometers to reach the Bay of Bengal. The Tungabhadra, Koyana, Ghatprabha, Musi, and the Bhima are some of its tributaries. These are some main tributaries of this river, Krishna River. Its drainage basin is shared by Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. The Kaveri Basin. The Kaveri rises in Brahmagiri Range. The Kaveri rises in the Brahmagiri Range, which is in the Western Ghats, and reaches to the Bay of Bengal, south of the Bay of Bengal of Kudalura. Kudalura is a place in the Tamil Nadu. And the total length of this river is about 760 kilometers. Its main tributaries are Amravati, Bhavani, Hemavati, and Kabini. Its basin drains parts of Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Now we talk about the lakes. India has many lakes. These differ from one another in size and other characteristics. Like some of the lakes are the result of the action of glacier, because the glacier are move on the or float on the water from one place to the another place, or the movement of the ice sheet, while the other have been formed by winds or river action, and some lakes are formed by the human activities. A meandering river across a floodplain formed cutoffs that later developed into oxbow lakes. So oxbow lake, basically, when the floodplains are full of water, when the floods come in the floodplains, thus there are the water form the cutoffs, like near the river there are some cutoff like structure. These structure, like there the water is standing. This structure is known as the oxbow lake. Spits and bars form lagoons in the coastal areas. For example, the Chilika Lake, the Pulicat Lake, and the Colero Lake. Most freshwater lakes are in the Himalayan region, and they are mainly of glacier origin. In the Himalayan region, the lakes are mainly in the glacier origin. It means the lakes are mainly made by the movement of the glaciers. The Vulvar Lake in Jammu Kashmir is the result of the tectonic activities. Some lakes are formed by the tectonic plate activities, like the Vulvar Lake in the Jammu Kashmir. It is the largest freshwater lake in India. The Vulvar Lake is the largest freshwater lake in India. The Dal Lake, the Bhimtal Lake, Nainital, Loktak and Barapani are some important freshwater lakes. Apart from the natural lakes, damming of river for the generation of hydropower has also led to the formation of lakes such as Guru Gobind Sagar, which is which is also known as the Bhakra Nangal project. Lakes are of great value to human beings because they help to regulate the flow of a river. During heavy rainfall, lakes prevent flooding. They can be used for developing hydropower. They moderate the climate of the surrounding and maintain the aquatic ecosystem, enhancing natural beauty. Lakes are also help to develop tourism and provide recreation. Inland saltwater lake. There is an inland saltwater lake in the Rajasthan, which are mainly found in Rajasthan, known as, or for example, the Sambar Lake. It is used to producing salt. Role of river in the economy. So now we learn about or talk about the role of rivers in the economy. What importance of the river in the economy? River have played an important role throughout human history. Water from the rivers is a basic natural resource essential for various human activities. Rivers provide water for irrigation. They provide the facility of navigation. They provide water for domestic use, like washing clothes, cooking, drinking, etc. They help to generate hydroelectric power. The river bank attracted shelters from ancient times, such as the Indus Valley civilization, and these settlements have now become big cities like the Delhi, which is on the bank of Yamuna, like Agra, like Kolkata, Ahmedabad. They help to moderate the climate of the surrounding area. They help to promote fisheries. Now we talk about what are the causes of the river pollution. The growing democracy, municipal, industrial and agricultural demand of water from river naturally affect the quality of water. Due to the demand, and more water is being drained out of the river, reducing their volume or reducing the volume or amount of the water. Due to overuse of river water, aquatic life is affected negatively, because if the water is less, the aquatic life is also being the decrease is also decrease. Heavy loads of untreated sewage and industrial effluents are emptied into the river, thus pollute them. So how we can now talk about how we can conserve the rivers. Concern over river pollution in our rivers led to the launching of various action plans to clean the river. Like the Ganga Action Plan has been launched to clean and save the Ganga through newspaper, radio and television. Awareness is being generated among the peoples about the needs to protect our rivers. The National River Conservation Plan (NRCP) was launched to protect the rivers. A total of 215 schemes of pollution abatement have been sanctioned. Out of them, 69 schemes have been completed under the NRCP. A million of litrate of sewage is targeted by the intercepted, diverted and treated per year. So from this section we can understand from this from these two sections we can understand the importance. From this whole chapter we can understand the importance of river and why we have to conserve the river from the pollution, why we can conserve the river from being polluted. So thank you, have a nice day, bye bye. If you like my video, please subscribe to our channel and click on bell icon for taking my all the videos. Thank you.